morning, everyone, and welcome to the Zenkin Automotive Soccer Center in Vaughan, Ontario for our opening match of the MilkUP Ontario Cup Finals. As we'll be here watching the Under 18 girls final between the Richmond Hill Raiders and Kitchener TFC Academy. My name is Martin Ohms, and I'll be giving you the play-by-play commentary for what should be an exciting 90 minutes between two teams who, what I love to hear, don't play against each other normally, but will go toe-to-toe here this morning on what is a partly cloudy and a nice morning so far here in Vaughan, Ontario. As the two teams get ready for the captain's toss and the final warm-ups, let's go ahead here and introduce the two teams. Starting out here with the Richmond Hill Raiders, who currently play in the OWSL Central Region East Under 21 division, currently top of the table over there and looking to try and see if they can take home the trophy today. They defeated Toronto GFA 3-0 in their semifinal match yesterday. In goal will be Aileen Clements. In front of her will be Alyssa Baglioni, Brooke Musavi, Kaylee Garbett, Sophia Perry, Kate Miles, Danielle Berkson, Eden Brady, Isabella Prestia, Dania Sable, Emma DeRosa, Elena Millis, Alyssa DeCerbo, and Jocelyn Mullaney. The team is coached by Hilliard Serrao. They'll be going against the team in all gray, which will be Kitchener TFC Academy, who are currently playing in the Western Region Soccer League, sitting in second place on the table over there in the U21 division. They'll be having in goal Maya Broderick. In front of her will be Harney Mahal, Chantal Wayne, Sophie Yorgulescu, Emily Chu, Sophia Bruni, Anique Leva-Riviere, Carlin Davies, Caitlin Brazina, Alyssa Schmidt, Caitlin Hanfield, Genevieve Morgan, Abria Rand, Haley Kauth, Danielle Bortmus, Madison Bloman, Madison Parking, and Joanna Stathopoulos. The team is coached by Ryan McCord. They defeated the Barrie Spirit in a comfortable 8-0 victory in the semifinal yesterday. So both teams probably feeling a little bit refreshed. Don't feel too threatened, as we'll see here as they get ready to take the field. Now in their third year, the dairy farmers of Ontario, representing Ontario's 3,400 plus dairy producers and their families, have joined Ontario Soccer as a premier partner and the exclusive title partner of the MilkUP Ontario Cup. This collaboration with Ontario Soccer will bring positive outcomes to youth sports across the province. Big thank you again to the MilkUP team as the two teams get ready to take the field in what will be two halves of 45 minutes for a total of 90 minutes. And if the game remains tied after the 90 minutes, we go straight to kicks from the penalty mark as the two teams get ready to take the field on their same sides. It's going to be Richmond Hill and the all green. They'll be going from your left to your right on your screens at home. And in the gray with red trim will be Kitchener TFC Academy going from your right to your left. Key scores to look out for both teams. Richmond Hill, you got to keep an eye out for number 3. That's Alyssa Baglioni. 15 goals in the OWSL season. 3 goals in yesterday's final as we are underway here with the girls under 18 final. Over on Kitchener TFC Academy, Alyssa Schmidt leading their way in the Western Region Soccer League with 10 goals. Bosla Riviera with 5 goals in the season, but picking up 3 goals in their semifinal win. Keep an eye out for the number 11 player as you see an early rush coming down the right flank of the aforementioned La Riviere. She can't go any further, but she's got some help with her teammates to retain possession as they look to play on the Richmond Hill attacking half. Wayne's going to play a cross in, no gray jersey in sight. Schmidt was just getting herself back on side. It'll be an easy pickup for Clements, the keeper for Richmond Hill, as she'll roll it out towards her defense. I'll be at Mullaney passing it over to the far side. She'll get the ball right back, does Mullaney. Probably looking to reset it on this near side of the pitch with Miles. Seeing a bit of a high pressure coming in right now from Kitchener. Usually in the opening few minutes here, both teams want to put a lot of pressure on, get a little bit familiar with each of the teams, probably force some turnovers while the teams are still getting used to the turf pitch here. As Kitchener's not sitting back and letting Richmond Hill play with it out of the back, and they force the turnover and get themselves a throw in right by the far corner flag. Good check in there from Yorgulescu, and she's going to get some help here from La Riviere. La Riviere tries across, that does get blocked, and Mulaney will clear it away as far as the top of the penalty area as we see a shot coming in from range. But that one had a little bit too much curl there, and that one's going to roll itself wide for a goal kick. But good early pressure coming in from Kitchener TFC Academy. Both these two teams did play yesterday morning in their semifinal matchups. Of course, was one of the teams playing here on the pitch, which was Kitchener TFC Academy, and the Richmond Hill Raiders playing over at the Vaughan Grove turf yesterday morning. Clements having two options on the short. It's going to play this one out wide towards her left back as they'll return it back to Mulaney. And this is what Richmond Hill will try to play their pace of the game. Force Kitchener to play their game as Miles looks for some options to try to play it up, but the two center backs not finding the options here early. Good coverage so far here from Kitchener, forcing a nice little 1-2 to try to get out of their own half. Good play coming in from the left back as she's going to try to play that pass up towards Perry. As we get a little battle in the midfield, which will be recovered by Sable in the Richmond Hill midfield. Trying to play this one through, does Chu. She will be able to find her player. Here comes a left-footed shot, and Clements, though, does it. Their leading goal scorer got through on the through ball. Played it right between the two defense on the Richmond Hill side, and she was able to get a left-footed strike, but unfortunately right towards the goalkeeper. Clements was hoping for a little bit better there from the striker to place that into the corner. But the Kitchener TFC Academy putting out some good pressure here in the opening 4 minutes of this match. Ball switched over to Garbett on the near side. Garbett carrying into the central midfield, trying to pass this one up. And that's what it's been so far, the pressure coming in from Kitchener. Letting the backline play with it, but any ball played up from there towards the midfield or the attackers have been easily intercepted so far. As we've been seeing some good defensive coverage from Kitchener TFC, and we'll see if Richmond Hill can start getting some passes going. As Garbett looks to get this one over midfield, and she'll play a tough pass up for Perry. She's able to hit it on towards her player over there on the left side. That's Sable running onto it, but getting it to it first will be Wayne. But Wayne stumbles on the ball, and that's going to allow Sable to pick this ball right back up for the Raiders. This could be the first opportunity here for Richmond Hill. They finally get the ball towards Baglioni. Dangerous player on the ball, but she is forced to go backwards. Like that, some good composure sometimes. You don't want to always force it. If you don't have that option, play it back towards your defense. Look to reset it and see if you can continue on towards the attack. But Kitchener's defense will get Broderick into the game as she's going to boot this one towards midfield for Chu to try to control. Good second touch from her as she's able to find Wayne on the far side of the field as she has some space to carry this ball up. Morgan. She's going to get this one through. She's got herself past 2 or 3 players, trying to get through another. Plays a pass towards the dangerous area. There's a dangerous deflection, but Clements with the heads up, able to jump on that one as the clearance looked like it hit off the face of the player Chu, and she's just coming up a little bit slow after that clearance as the ricochet almost fell perfectly towards her teammate, though Schmidt. Clements did well to come out of her goal. With Hub International Insurance Brokers, we have a partner today to support us as we prepare for tomorrow and will help us complete what matters most when we get there. Because the truth is, tomorrow is a gift and Hub wants us to be ready for it. Find out more at hubinternational.com. Drew, likely with the wind knocked out of her, doesn't need the training staff to come out. Looks like she's just going to walk this one off. And we're ready to resume play with the drop ball. It was just a hard clearance from such a short range. Wind gets knocked out of you very quickly. And it's good to see she's going to try to continue on in this match. As La Riviere does well to get through a couple players. She's going to continue to drive herself down the wing. Gets the cross in, but kicked away there by Miles. Second chance there for Chu. She's going to leave this one for teammate Morgan, who does get a poke onto this one, but it's going to roll its way towards Clements and goal. Kitchener continuing to put the pressure here, looking to try to see if they can get the opening goal of this match. But it's always tricky when you put so much pressure, and the counterattack is always so vulnerable at the same time. Kitchener so far has done a good job preventing that. But Richmond Hill, you could see, definitely have the potential for some dangerous play as they'll look to try to play a little 1-2, but Baglioni was not on the same page there with Garbett. Near side for Davies. Plays this one towards Bruni. She's got the overlap. We'll try to play towards her. Garbett does a good job, though. Gets the foot in there and forces the ball out for a throw-in. Long throw coming in from the defender. And Miles, though, will be able to poke this one into open space, but Wayne will be there to get it to it first for Kitchener as La Riviere does a nice pullback turn. She finds Chu. Chu tries to cut on the inside as everyone was probably expecting the pass there. Good attempt there from Chu, trying to see if she can force the pass and go the other way, but it was read nicely by the defender Miles as this ball is going to get kicked towards midfield. Garbett with time on the near sideline. She's going to carry this one over midfield. Still going with space, though. No one's pressuring her yet. Unfortunately, that pass, though, gets played in behind Perry. And it's just sometimes a little bit of an awkward situation. You just continue to carry that ball up the field. You see the no pressure's coming, and you start panicking. You're wondering, should I get rid of it? What should I do? Should I just keep going? And it was just caught in between a couple of decisions there. But definitely is something to keep an eye out for if the fullbacks continue to have the space down the line. As you see, a nice through ball played in. She's able to get this one through to Perry, and it hits off the post. Second chance, saved. A third chance, poked home. And Richmond Hill, we were saying they just need that one opportunity. And it was a great through ball originally played to Sophia Perry. A brilliant second save from Broderick, but the ball was still loose. And of course, it's their striker, Alyssa Baglioni, who pokes it home on the third opportunity. And in the 10th minute, it is the Richmond Hill Raiders getting the first goal in this under-18 girls MilkUP Ontario Cup final. And that's what I was saying, it's so dangerous on the counterattack, and it just seemed to almost spawn out of nowhere. It was a great ball played in for Perry. Her first shot was strong, hit off the post, and the team, though, continued to follow it up and just continued to barge themselves towards that goal area. It was about 3 or 4 green jerseys there, and finally, Baglioni puts it into the open goal. Brilliant opening play here so far by both teams, but right away we can see a response for Kitchener. And can they do it? Yes, they do! 30 seconds right after Richmond Hill scores is Genevieve Morgan, who responds for Kitchener TFC Academy. A picture-perfect response for the team in gray as they play towards the midfielder, and she just made a great run between the two center backs. A nice calm placement and towards the bottom corner, and right away it's 1-1. Morgan with 7 goals in the WRSL this season, showing the strong play right there of how she's gotten those goals. Puts one important one for her team to tie this one up, and we're back to all square. But I think this game, after those 2 goals, might open up a little bit. But it's been an exciting opening 11 minutes here in this one, folks. Garbett trying to play this one in the middle, and it somehow finds its way through everybody towards Perry. Perry made a great run, cutting in from the left side, going all the way across, and that ball was just a seeing eye pass that made its all the way through. Unfortunately, Perry couldn't continue on to her run, but good idea there coming in from Garbett, who's been not afraid to try to play the through balls up from her right back position. Here comes Chu now on the other side. Miles does a good job to poke that one away, as this ball is going to get passed up towards the back line for Davies. Baglioni, the goal scorer, hurtling herself back to position to help out her team, as Garbett will take a foot in there. And now she does well to deflect it off of the Kitchener player as it goes out for a goal kick, as we have an early substitution coming in here for Richmond Hill. Coming into the game will be number 43, Elena Millis. And she'll be replacing number 19, Isabella Prestia. So it looks like a little bit of change in positions, as Millis will be coming in to fill in on the center back position. She'll be joining Miles, and now Mulaney will be dropping into what looks like a defensive midfield position. So just a little bit of a defensive change coming out here from Coach Sorrell, trying to see if he can make some adjustments for his team out here on the field. Miles in, getting her first touch here is Millis. Mulaney. And you're hearing the Kitchener players put pressure. Don't let them get out. Don't let them turn. And that seems to be the plan for them as they look to try to get this ball away from the Richmond Hill Raiders before they get to the midfield. Yargolescu finds Bruni. Davies coming in behind her. Good pass up for Schmidt. Schmidt's going to try from range. Has some good confidence coming in from the striker, though it didn't hit the goal. Recognizing, okay, got the space, got it towards the favor right foot, just outside of the Palmier. Why not to take a try? Toronto FC is the official founding premier partner of Ontario Soccer, as well as the co-presenting partner of its talented pathway. Their commitment to the game in Ontario is unrivaled. Visit torontofc.com for tickets and more. Into the midfield here for Brady. Good job there from Morgan, though. She's going to win it for her team as La Riviere passes in for Chu. Good first touch from Chu. She takes a shot. The ball does get spilled out, but plenty of time for Millis to be able to control that rebound. As right away the Kitchener coaches have yelling at the team, go for the rebounds. Go in every shot. Put pressure in. As it was a good first touch from the outside of the foot from Chu to win that, as we see a good push coming in here from Bruni, able to win this one. She's going to play a centering pass in for Chu, and Millis puts the body on the line, gets in front of that one just in time. Chu had all eyes for the goal there, and gets a nice high five from her keeper, does Millis, to keep this game knotted up at 1, as Kitchener TFC will be making their first substitution into this game. Kelth will be checking into the game, and she's going to be replacing number 7, Chantal Wayne. So a change in the right fullback position coming out here for Kitchener TFC. Bergeson does a good to try to clear this one up the field, but it goes straight back towards Kitchener possession, as Chu will knock it back towards our defense. Davies into the midfield. Yargolescu returns this one for Davies, who's going to have to hustle, but she'll have plenty of time and space. Bruni for Yargolescu. Looking to switch it. Good communication coming out from the center backs. Mahal recognizing that, telling the midfield, who had the back turned, looking to play the switch. There's open space, they were yelling. Long first touch there for Davies, and this can allow Richmond Hill to go forward. It's Baglioni trying to play that one up for Musavi. Musavi, 7 goals for her in the OWSL season, so if there's going to be a secondary score for the Raiders from Baglioni, keep an eye on number 9. As we're just over the 17th minute mark here in the MilkUP Ontario Cup final for the girls under 18 final here on this beautiful Sunday morning. It is Richmond Hill Raiders 1, Kitchener TFC Academy 1, if you're just tuning in. Richmond Hill got the scoring happening in the 10th minute, but 30 seconds right after, just on the kickoff, Kitchener TFC Academy responded quickly. And what's been a fairly even game, although you could say Richmond Hill's had a majority of the possession. It's been majority on their own half, as Kitchener's has just been making it tough for this Richmond Hill team to get over that midfield. Garbett try to play that one up the line for Baglioni, but Baglioni did well to recover to win that ball back for her team. Millis trying to play a long ball up the field. Schmidt, though, gets the body behind it, and it's going to be a throw-in right by the corner flag. It's always an interesting spot here as a defending team. You can really contain them in the corner, as there's not too many areas to throw that ball in towards. So if you're Kitchener TFC Academy, you're probably bringing an extra player here to try to win this ball off the throw-in. Millis with that long throw. They weren't prepared for that, as this one got over the head of everybody, and it's going to be forcing Mahal to clear this one out of play, as Richmond Hill will get themselves a throw-in in the Kitchener half. As that's going to be a weapon later on here for Millis. If they get closer towards a corner kick and have a deep throw-in on the offensive side, you can look to send Millis up the field to take that long throw and try to put it into a dangerous position in the penalty area. Musavi, good turn from her. She's going to continue her run as Musavi. Nice little change of pace there as this ball will come across, but Broderick just gets there in time. And it looks like she might have collided knee on knee there with Perry. A little bit hobbling, but it looks like she's going to be okay. Good job there from the Kitchener keeper getting to that ball first. But I love that change of pace coming in from Brooke Musavi. Came in a little bit more casual jogging and just turned on the jets on the first step and was able to drive herself by the defender to put a cross in towards the dangerous position for the Raiders. As here comes Morgan. She's going to play this one down the line for Schmidt. Low crossing comfortably played for Clements, as it's going to be offside, getting called against the Kitchener attacker. As this one will get called here for a free kick, which they'll play in quick and short. It's going to be interesting to see here as well, once we get closer towards the halftime whistle, what kind of discussions both teams will have. Because I feel like Richmond Hill, although they've had a lot of the passing amongst their backline, we'll try to see if the coaching staff can come up with some ideas of how they can find themselves some space to play this ball up the field quicker. A little bit of back and forth happening right now, and Bruni will be the one to settle it for Kitchener. Had a little bit of an arm on her, but she's still able to get the pass off. It'll be Kauth, the substitute. She'll look to carry this ball down the line, as that one, though, just has an unlucky bounce there for Chu, and it gets kicked out, though, for a throw-in. Ontario soccer values fair play, and we share this common passion with our partners from Respect in Sport, the learning e-learning platform for the prevention of bullying, abuse, harassment, and discrimination. Learn more about their programs and start your Respect education journey today at respectgroupinc.com. Bruni finds Chu. Back for Kauth. Morgan, good turn from her again. Just seems so comfortable on that ball. As Mahal will be able to sell this one here for La Riviere. The center back making the overlap run. Just couldn't get to it as Bergeson, though, gets to it first. As Mulaney now with some time will play it back towards Bergeson as Richmond Hill will look to slow the pace back down again. Okay, Miles with it. Into the midfield finds Brady. And Brady's looking to play the long ball through. Coming out of her goal, though, she read that one right away, did Maya Broderick. I love that. As soon as the ball was teed up for the pass, I saw Broderick already making that first step forward, was fully expecting that through ball opportunity, and was already planning on coming out of her goal, and she was comfortably able to get to that. Like to see that, some aggressive goalkeeping from the Kitchener TFC keeper. As here comes Baglioni. She can always be tricky with the ball, trying to put some moves, and she will get herself by the defender. She's going to play across, and unfortunately, though, nobody in green was there, and it's going to be an easy catch there for Broderick to grab. But a nice little play of individual showmanship coming in from Baglioni to continue to keep an eye on for, as Chu will try to keep that ball in on the touchline, and didn't see the flag go up, so looks like she succeeded, but eased up on the pace as that touch, though, forced the ball to roll out of play and out for a goal kick. And this Raiders team here, well, both these two teams, even though they're representing here the under 18 age group, do play some games in the under 21 division. So normally used to playing against the ladies a couple years older than themselves. Both of them in very good positions in their season standings. Looking to try and see if they can put a final bow as they finish out their season here in July and look to get ready for their school seasons. It's La Riviere. Try to put the left foot on that one, and then just this one will just roll itself out for another goal kick. Coaching staff here listen here to Coach McCord, hearing him describe to the ladies, don't force the shots. Look to continue to play it up. They're giving a little bit of space, see if you can continue to push it, was the instruction. Brady. Good job from her. She finds herself some space. But Yorgulescu did great, though, running all the way over and forces the midfielder to stop her run. Looked like Brady would have a ton of space on that far side of the field, but Yorgulescu put the hustle out there and cut it down quick. Schmidt just able to keep that one in play, but it's going to allow Garbutt to play it up for Baglioni. A couple players are making runs across as they are able to play it up towards Perry. Perry finds the two gray jerseys on her, forces her to go backwards as she's looking to continue that play towards the far side of the field. That pass was unable to be controlled there by Sable as Brady will bring this one all the way back towards our defensive partners as they'll look to try and see if they can get this one back in towards the attacking half. Interesting communication there coming from the Kitchener TFC goalkeeper. Broderick letting the team know stay close to 71. There's 71 right there. That's Mulaney. She was saying everything goes through her. So they're saying stay tight to her. Don't let them have that avenue pass through the middle of the field. So always great to see a keeper who's not only, even though getting some good position, watching the game, noticing different trends, and try to get the team involved and notice some things that they might not be able to see in their normal position. But with that wider view of the field, they can definitely see those type of positioning and type of passing and plays to try to get themselves up the field. Callis with some pressure on her, forced to play this one back towards our keeper as they play a little nice 1-2 to get themselves some space for Morgan to carry this one up over midfield. Morgan, though, try to force that one up the middle. Had a lot more space to carry this ball up the field, but try to play it in quickly. Brezina for Morgan. Looking to try and see if she can play pass up as Schmidt will get a touch onto that one, but it's just going to roll off of her foot, unfortunately for her, and goes all the way out towards Clements in goal. Clements with 3 clean sheets so far in the season, although she won't get one here today, has been the busier of the 2 keepers. Broderick with 7 clean sheets herself this season. Both these 2 teams haven't given up many goals, and they both know how to put the ball back in the net. 41 goals already for Richmond Hill Raiders in their 10 games in the OWSL. So averaging over 4 goals a game, while looking over on the Kitchener TFC side on the WRSL, they are averaging over 3 themselves. Bruni wins this ball back for Morgan. Morgan tries to take a crack on that one. That was blocked by Mulaney. Davies looking to put this one back into pressure. Finds Morgan. She stands strong and tries to play a left foot strike. Hits off the back of Millis. Baglione gets this one away from the defender Brezina, and Baglione is through. Mahal, though, good play from her, and that's like I'm saying, that's what you have with these upper teams. Some great communication. Noticing, okay, Brezina's a little bit behind the play here after getting beaten. Mahal shifted over and was immediately, while running over, telling Brezina, cover my position, I will come over. And they played a perfect swap on the center back positions, and that allowed them to block that offensive charge. As we have 2 subs coming in here for Richmond Hill. Checking the game, we'll see Alyssa DeCerbo and Emma DeRosa coming into the game. They're going to replace Sophia Perry and Danielle Burkeson. So I was saying earlier here, just the lethal threat of that long throw, but this time they knew about it, and Baglione still got to that ball off the throw with 3 jerseys all around her. But I really like that substitution here from the coach staff for Richmond Hill, putting in Millis. She's provided a good presence on the back line. Put herself in the right positions, and just the threat of that long throw can be great for their offensive game as well. Looks like Kitchener TFC Academy going to be making themselves some changes as well as we just get over the half an hour mark here in these girls under 18 MilkUP Ontario Cup final. It is 1-1 here between the Richmond Hill Raiders and the Kitchener TFC Academy, as the Raiders continue to pass the ball amongst their back line. This gets played to the newly introduced Alyssa DeCerbo. DeCerbo once again in for Mulaney. Back for Miles. Garbett shifted over now. She was playing the right fullback position, has shifted over now to the left side, has the ball. As Bergson was taken off, so she was able to move over to the other side, and DeCerbo will fill on the right side for the defensive side for Richmond Hill, as Morgan will look to play this one back towards her defense, who has some time and space in Yorgulescu. For Morgan, Schmidt finds this avenue through the middle. Can't find any more progress, so does have some players to pass it around to. Have plenty of space here. Very comfortable for Kitchener passing it around amongst their midfield to try to find an avenue towards that final third. Davies for Chu. Trying to play it towards La Riviere. She gets it poked away though finally. As there is DeRosa making her first contribution of the game, as she'll leave this one in for Musavi. Looks like Kitchener's just waiting for their opportunity. Looks like they have two players getting ready to come into this game on their next opportunity. As Clements plays a pass for the outside, La Riviere read that one though, and she's able to win this ball back for her team as she waits for some support, and she'll get it here with Yorgulescu. Forces it back towards La Riviere, and for Chu. Chu trying to spin herself away from dangers, getting some help there from La Riviere, who tries a shot! And it's going to be deflected over the goal by Clements. But Nick La Riviere just being a pushy one, getting herself to that ball first on a nice shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, and puts a good right-footed effort past everybody. And Clements, though, was able to see that one deflected over the goal, but it was a great read, recognizing the backline passes. She was already on the pass towards the left side, and was able to get enough of a touch to slow that pass down for her to retrieve. As here comes the in-swing on the corner kick. Garbett, though, gets the first header, and it'll be kicked away there by DeRosa straight towards the midfield for Davies. And Musavi will be able to kick it up towards our striker Baglioni. And she's trying to get some help here as DeRosa was making a run up herself to launch a counterattack. But a good job there from Brzezina to shut that one down. Kauth inside for Chu. Plays it in for Schmidt, just on the edge of the penalty area. Can't go anywhere with it, though. But Chu will be able to retrieve once again. For Schmidt, and there's a good left-footed effort. Just needed a bit more power. But Kitchener is trying to see if they can test the goal of Aylin Clements with some good strikes from outside of the penalty area. These types of shots, you're either looking for something magical or hoping to put the shot in and have your teammates attack the goal and put in the rebound. Pretty much exactly how Richmond Hill actually got their goal. So Clements has done well, especially on the previous save on La Riviere, recognizing, okay, they're not going to catch that one, deflect it out, get the ball out of play, allow your team to get reset and into position. Mulaney will knock over Schmidt. That might actually be the first foul in this game. We're 35 minutes into the opening half as the referee is having a word with Mulaney there. Mulaney apologizing, but I think that might actually be the free kick for a foul in this match. Very clean game between these two teams so far. Here comes Sophia Bruni. It's one of those distances. Will you try for goal, or are you going to try to play a ball in towards the goal area? She's going to go for goal. Clemens sees that one, and once again taking the comfortable play. Just going to parry that one over the goal and out for a corner kick. And those two substitutes for Kitchener TFC still waiting. They just haven't found the right opportunity to want to make the change. They got the offensive pressure going on right now, and they want to be able to continue that one. As we're going to see some pushing and shoving going between La Riviere and Mulaney in front of the goal, as La Riviere trying to see if she can get in towards the goalie's path on the cross. As this one gets played in, going to get head in there. Garbett got the first touch once again. As Yargolescu will play it back towards South. Finds La Riviere. Good turn from her again, but this time Richmond Hill will get some support there as Musavi does get knocked off the ball. And it'll be the first foul now for Kitchener TFC. And La Riviere as well going to get a little bit of a warning to cool down a little bit. O'Neill Sportswear is a leading supplier of globally to grassroots sports organization and professional clubs alike, with over 100 years of expertise in Ontario's soccer's newest partners and its official soccer apparel, uniform, and equipment partner. For more information on their made-to-order personalized apparel and uniform solutions, visit O'Neills.com. O'Neill Sportswear, live for it. This ball from Miles finds its way to Baglioni, and a great touch from her. Gets around the defender and continues around her to continue her run. Loving the play from Baglioni. This ball will find its way over towards the right side for Musavi. She's going to look for some support. Her defender ran in towards the penalty area in DeCerbo, and she gets that pass, but it bounces over her foot and shuts down that attack. And now there's no right back for Richmond Hill, and Schmidt's going to try and see if she can get into that space, but Millis with a strong right foot able to shut down that play as the Kitchener player saw the open space from that player who went up the field. Morgan got through one midfielder, put a left-footed effort in. Clements a comfortable save as they're getting to the 38th minute mark here in the girls under 18 MilkUP Ontario Cup final. It's 1-1 between the Richmond Hill Raiders and Kitchener TFC Academy. And two teams who have pretty opposite play styles, and it's been a very interesting contrast here in this opening half. Baglioni. Garba trying to continue her run down the line, and she's going to get that ball played in towards the left side. We'll get the first touch on that one, as Kauth will utilize her goalkeeper to get themselves out of danger. But Baglioni puts her face on the line there, jumping to block that one. But here comes a counter for Kitchener. Morgan saw the pass up for Schmidt. And again, it's Millis being there in the back line. And again, I gotta say, it was a great substitution. It was an early one. It was about 15 minutes into the opening half when they put her into the game to change some of the formation in the center back, and she's been the difference back there. DeCerbo. Her pass, though, gets intercepted by Chu. Plays it in for La Riviere. Tries to cut itself into the middle. Millis, though, gets in the way to that one, but that ball deflects from Morgan. She tries another left-footed shot, but Brady just gets a foot in there in time to deflect that one and cut the power out for it to roll towards Clements and goal. Morgan got the goal for Kitchener TFC. Continuing to try and pepper the goal with her left foot. She makes one move, gets around defender, and her reaction is, okay, gets around one player, get rid of the ball. If it's a shot or a pass, that's what we've been seeing so far there from Morgan, and it's worked for her. Bruni plays that pass in behind Chu, and Brady is able to hit this one to the midfield for Brazina. Serbo sees the run down the line. We'll play it in for DeRosa. DeRosa trying to drive herself through. Plays it back to DeCerbo, who's joined in onto the attack. We'll swap positions with her midfielder as they continue to find an avenue to play it between themselves, and they are able to get the ball towards DeRosa, trying to push her way through, and finally Yorgolescu will poke this one up back into the midfield, but it goes straight towards Mulaney. We'll pass it over towards Sable, who tries to run onto this ball. Brady gets it poked away from her from La Riviere, and that's what she's been doing so well on that press. Leaves it over to Schmidt, who's going to try to get herself by Millis. Millis staying with her, and finally is able to poke that ball away. Good job there from the defender. Stick with the attacker and shut down that quick counter. Morgan. Right away, the Richmond team is saying double team her. Don't give her this amount of space as she puts the ball into a dangerous area as Garbett will be forced to clear this one up the field. Sable. Tries to find Baglioni. Baglioni will block the clearance, and she's going to continue to put pressure on the midfield to see if she can win this ball back. But good heads-up play from the Kitchener backline, utilizing the keeper once again. I'd like to see a team who's very comfortable to play it back towards the keeper, although sometimes you get yourself under pressure, your back is towards the field. Utilize the keeper, get yourself away from that danger, or even just utilize that to give yourself some space. It provides much more composure in that back line, knowing you have that additional option. Sports Engine is the official technology partner of Ontario Soccer and the leading provider of sport relationship management software for youth and amateur sports. Check out sportsengine.com/solutions to see how they can keep your club running in stride on and off the pitch this season. And finally, they've been standing there for maybe about 6 or 7 minutes. Kitchener and TFC will be making their substitution. Madison Parking coming into the game, as well as Madison Bloman. As the third player is Danielle Bortmis. As well into the game, we'll be throwing this ball back into play. So a triple change there for Kitchener TFC in this final couple minutes of the opening half. I don't imagine there's going to be much of a additional time. We had the injury there towards Emily Chu, which was about a minute or two. So that's what I would probably be expecting for additional time here in this first half. Garbett can't block that one as the defender, and that's going to allow Baglione to go through. She has an option through the middle. We'll play that through ball in for DeRosa, and it's a good save from Broderick. Stuck with the attacker, got the left leg out to deflect that one aside. As Baglione was able to get onto that through ball as Mahal couldn't block it. And DeRosa, the substitute, was getting herself onto goal. That ball was played in just a touch ahead of her, but she was still able to reach that one. But again, great goalkeeping, aggressive to be able to stick with her and make the key save for the corner kick. Give me an outswing as the players are lined up in a bit of a line, trying to disguise a run. As that one's going to get played towards the near post. Gets kicked aside there, and it will go out for another corner kick. As we see the indication, I believe it was 2 minutes of additional time. So you have 2 minutes left to go here in this first half. Richmond Hill trying to see if they can get the lead just before the break. Those ones, you like to say, rip up the halftime notes the coaches have been preparing. As here comes Millis with that long throw. As this one gets cleared as far as Mulaney. Coach staff for Richmond Hill saying, get it in quick, you don't have this much time. But Kitchener will be able to win the ball as they place one up for La Riviere. Miles, though, prevents her from turning and going anywhere, but there's two great jerseys somehow wide open on that right side of the field, and it gets played in towards them. They can't keep that one in play. I'm not even sure how the two players ended up on that far side of the field, but both of them were right there and had plenty of space if they were just able to keep that one in play. Was Kouth the right fullback with her newly introduced midfield that was parking? Millis up through the midfield, straight towards Yorgulescu. She'll find Kouth, but there goes the halftime whistle in the opening half of this girls MilkUP Ontario Cup final in the under 18 division. As we go towards the halftime break, it is Richmond Hill Raiders 1, Kitchener TFC Academy 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to be having a little bit of a break, and second half action will be coming up next. Soccer Center here in Vaughan, Ontario for second half action in the girls under 18 MilkUP Ontario Cup final. As we have the Richmond Hill Raiders and Kitchener TFC Academy going toe to toe, and two very different play styles in that opening half. And there's a hard challenge coming in early for Musavi. You know, she comes up a little bit hobbling after that one. As the defender, that was Chantel Wayne, who came off in the first half as a substitute, caused the foul there. We'll get a quick word from the referee as the two teams have switched sides. So it'll be in the all green, going from your right to your left, are the Richmond Hill Raiders, and then the gray is Kitchener TFC Academy, going from your left to right. Martin Ohms here, giving you the play-by-play commentary, as we'll give you a recap of the first half here. After this set piece has 3 players in the wall, which is very interesting from this sort of range. Usually you would put 2 maximum. As this one will get crossed in. And it's going to take a couple dangerous bounces. And Baglioni finds it still loose. Musavi still going at it. The ball's loose. And it gets poked into the open goal. And it was a dangerous play as it continued to bounce around. Broderick is down with an injury, though. Baglioni got the first touch. Looked like she collided with the goalkeeper. Broderick stayed down. Musavi got a piece of the ball. But finally, it got poked in towards the open goal. And it's going to be Isabella Prestia. As Prestia got the goal on the final touch. And hopefully the Kitchener TFC goalkeeper is okay. But that free kick, and that's the thing, it's a dangerous thing. You put 3 players in the ball. That means 1 less defender to be able to deal with that ball. Because definitely from that range, it's not going to be a shot. So that's why you want to be putting 2 max in that situation. With that third player, they didn't have that extra player in the penalty area when that ball was played in. And it was, again, very similar to the first goal. It just continued to pounce on it. Musavi with a good first chance, Baglioni with a chance herself, and it was the third chance. It is exactly the same as that opening goal, and it will put Richmond Hill Raiders with a 2-1 lead as Broderick is going to be okay. Did a great job once again stopping the initial chances. It's just the defense wasn't able to clear for TFC Academy. So it'll be Baglioni who got the opening goal in the 10th minute. It was instantly responded by Genevieve Morgan. Prestia now giving Richmond Hill back to lead. Will Kitchener do the same thing again? Will they respond with a goal right off the kickoff? We'll have to wait and see. But right now it is 2-1 now for the Richmond Hill Raiders in this MilkUP Ontario Cup final. Ontario Soccer is thrilled to welcome back Circle K, the Canadian convenience store industry leader, as a premier partner and supporter of grassroots soccer across the province. Whether to fuel up before a big game or after hard practice, Circle K is your thirst stop. Visit CircleK.com to find convenience stores by you. Here's Berkeson. So right now, I think the strategy here for this Kitchener TFC team, they've been putting a pressure and forcing the turnovers in the midfield. Might have to be a little bit more aggressive with their attackers. See if they can force turnovers in the Richmond Hill back line. Put a high press pressure in and see if they can lead themselves towards that goal. That's probably what they're going to have to change, as Perry has some space in the midfield. As she's going to try to play this one up for Baglioni, but it's just played a touch too front of her. And it'll be going right towards Broderick in goal, who will roll this one out towards her defender, Kelth. Try to play that through ball in for Parking. It was blocked here by Berkeson. She'll play the pass in the middle of the field. Good pressure. Able to win it back is Chu. Gillescu. Over towards Wayne. Trying to find one of their substitutes. That was Bloman in the middle of the field, but that pass was played in front of her. Only other significant change we're seeing here for the second half here for Kitchener TFC Academy. I see Bruni, who we saw in the midfield. She's dropped into the center back position, so she'll be joining Mahal with Brzina out of the game. And Wayne over towards the left back position. Otherwise, pretty much the same lineup that the Kitchener team finished with. As for Richmond Hill, it's the exact same lineup they finished the first half with, except Berkerson is back on the field. There she is right there. As she'll be replacing DeSerbo. There's Parking. Try to play that one through the middle. Mulaney. Kitchener was right to call her out as the player that the central midfield revolves around. Definitely a good cog in that central midfield to showcase some composure and play that ball out of their own half. The Richmond Hill team won their semifinal yesterday against Toronto GFA. Baglioni with all 3 goals there, and it was a comfortable victory for Kitchener TFC Academy over Barrie, with La Riviere picking up 3 goals herself in that one. Bloman, the substitute, picking up 2 as well. There's Parking for Chu. As it was a picture-perfect start, though, for the Raiders here in this second half. And Kitchener trying to find their footing, and Morgan could be that catalyst as she tries to play this one through, and it finds its way for Parking. She's got an overlap run coming in from Calthan. They'll play it towards her, but Bergson does well to shield herself in the way of that one and wins her team a throw-in, and takes it quickly. Very smart play, not allowing the Kitchener team to get into position as Baglioni was able to run over to get this throw-in. But good win from Yorgulescu to take it right back from Perry. Here's Wayne. Doesn't have much for options, though. Able to find one, though. This goes all the way for Bruni. For Chu. Finds Parking. Parking drives away past the defender, but that touch will be too long. And she won't be able to get onto that one. Saw the defender coming in, hoping to take the touch around the defender and drive towards the goal. I just couldn't keep that one in play. As it looks like a couple substitutes are getting warmed up here for Kitchener TFC Academy. We'll be seeing, after giving up that goal, will they be making the changes quickly? See if they can find themselves a tying goal. What is this team playing out of the WRSL? Going against this team playing in the Central Region East Division in the under-21s of the OWSL in Richmond Hill. Currently sitting top of the table over there is the Raiders. The record of 6-2-1. As Bergson's got 3 jerseys all over her, and she somehow finds a way through all of that to play this pass off towards Millis. Good composure from Berkison. As Musavi leaves this one up for Baglioni. Baglioni trying to drive away, gets by the defender, gonna place one in. I don't think that was onside, was Perry, but the flag does stay down. It's gonna be a shot from distance from Brady, and it goes over the goal. I was a little surprised to see Perry onside there. It looked like she was behind the defense, but she stayed onside and created a great opportunity. Brady might have been afforded to take a touch there, but wanted to go with the full power on that one. And just got under it as here comes substitutions for Kitchener TFC. Caitlin Hanfield and Carlin Davies will return to the game, and Hanfield making her first appearance. They're going to replace Morgan and Wayne. We'll see what type of impression Hanfield can make in the central midfield to take off Morgan, who had a very impressive first half, I would say. Good win from Bloman. She's got to look to tee that one up from range. Takes a deflection, might find as well nicely for Parking, but Clements gets there just in time as Parking was lurking very close to tap that one home. Here's Perry. Has moved Savvy to her right. Baglioni to her left. Gonna play it towards Baglioni. Able to control it on the first touch, and she continues to go to Baglioni. That ball somehow got its way through the goal, and it's just a burst of speed from the attacker. Every time that ball gets towards her, she's making some magic happen. Is the Raiders striker, and almost did some amazing plays once again. Broderick, though, did well to come out of her goal to shut down that run. Nice win there from Brescia, the goal scorer, as she tried to play it up towards Baglioni, and that one got blocked. It's the lone striker up there. It's always a little tricky, especially after you make a run. You're trying to recover like Baglioni is and just get the energy right back, and being forced to go right into the attack again, sometimes tricky. Parking. Finds Hanfield. Hanfield gets a touch in there as this ball will find its way in for Yorgulescu. Davies. Looking for some options. Doesn't have that in towards the penalty area. Seeing one player in there, but Davies just trying to do it herself. Millis, though, does come over in time, and it's going to be a throw-in. Throw-in right by the corner flag. But interesting there, as that play was going on the far side, just only saw the one player in parking inside that whole penalty area as the rest of the players were sitting out on the outside. So if Davies did get by, which she did, if she played across and wouldn't have had any options besides the singular player to get that ball towards. Can't control that one off the throw-in, and it will be a goal kick. As we get ready here for the team to slow the pace on this. Now the Raiders with the advantage. They've been trying to slow this pace down all game long. Now with the lead, they can definitely take their time here, knock that ball around. They got to make sure they don't get too comfortable, as that will allow them for a quick turnover, which we have seen. As Millis will play this one up towards midfield. Getting to it first is Davies. And she shielded that one out. Davies probably not expecting it to be a throw, but it did hit off of her teammate last. So, unlucky situation there for the defender. And Richmond Hill will use this opportunity to knock it around their back line once again off the throw-in. If you're Richmond Hill, you're feeling quite comfortable here with these passes. You're getting a little bit of space, and could be the effects of putting in that press pressure in that first half. And again, think about it, the ladies did play a full 90 minutes yesterday as well, so always have to play that one into a mind as well, having to play 2 full games in 2 straight days. For any team, that's always a difficult process. Why you normally have when you play the tournaments, you're playing a little bit of shorter games. As Mahal will put this into the midfield for Bloman. Brescia, though, will get to that one first and smartly will turn herself backwards and towards safety to give her team some time for Garbett. Pass up for Brady. Brady's got some space, and she gets it over towards the right side for Perry. Good touch around the defender. Tries to get her by the second time. And Bruni will be able to shift over and just clear this one away and allow her team to get back in the sport. And Bruni right away. A little bit of argument with her team midfield, saying pretty much hands out, asking, "Where are you?" was the discussion from her. She's got to come back and help out. It's going to be a corner kick for Richmond Hill. Kitchener thought they won it, but assistant referee right there is Stacy Holder. Had the best view on that one. It's a pretty easygoing game here for referee Angelina Baldino. It's been a couple fouls, but a very clean game between these two teams, relying on pace and passing. As this one gets towards the near post, this one took a weird deflection. Davies wasn't able to control that one initially off the corner kick, but nobody in green was there. And this is going to allow Kitchener to go quickly the other way with Chu. She's got Hanfield making a run down the right side as they try to play towards her, but the ball's going to deflect here for Parking instead. Parking going with it. She's going to leave this one in towards Bortmus, and Bortmus just couldn't pull the trigger as Miles will be able to clear it aside, and Clemens gives her defender a nice little hug as we're going to be seeing another substitution coming out here for Kitchener. Avery Aran coming into the game. And it looks like it was an injury here, as the player coming off was asking for a change. It looked like she hurt her hip, I think she was saying. It's Parking. So she's holding her right hip, but she'll come out here, and Aran will be making her first appearance, as they'll make the substitution for their throw-in. Kauth for Yorgulescu. Bortmus tries to win that one back. Caught the back of the ankle of Presia. It's going to be a free kick. The Canadian Premier League, on behalf of its Ontario best member clubs, Forge FC, York United FC, and Atletico Ottawa, are now premier partners of Ontario Soccer and co-presenting partners of the Talented Pathway. For updates and more information, please go to canpl.ca. Ferguson plays this one down the line, and Baglioni read that one, came all the way across to get on the end of this through ball. As there's some scissor attempts there for Baglioni, waiting for some help. She gets it in parry. Ferguson rejoins the attack as she looks across this one back into danger. But there is Chu to win that one, and she'll kick this one towards the midfield as here comes the pass up for Aran the other way. But Millis did good to shut down that quick counter, as she was the last woman back there for her team. Good move from Bergeson, and she's able to keep that one in play. Bergeson's done a great job so far in the second half. As Broderick will come out of her goal and kick this one into the midfield for Handfield, but Brady will be able to win this one back as she gets towards Perry. Finds Baglioni. This could be dangerous. Finds Musavi. Musavi's still going with it. It's Yorgulescu able to get some help there. Wins it as Chu avoids that challenge from Prestia. And Prestia is out of position, so there's going to be a lot of space here for Chu to carry this ball in towards. And she's taking all the space as she finally finds Bortmus. Leaves it back in for Bloman. Bloman going to try from range. Didn't get enough power out of that one. And they had the bodies going forward there. I think they probably would have been better to continue to take that space as the Richmond Raiders midfielders just caught out position with that turnover and looked like the little bit of fatigue setting in there. Weren't getting the pace to get back into position, so there's a lot of space for Kitchener to try to play onto that as Bruni took a tumble, a little bit slow to get back onto her feet, but looks like she's going to tough this one out. Is the center back holding the right side of her ribs. As it looks like both teams getting ready to make a substitution as well. As here comes the free kick in for Yorgulescu, is able to control that one first time. She has an option towards her left, and she'll play it towards Chu. Chu under the pressure, a good win there by Musavi, and she's able to get the pass off. As here comes Perry the other way. She's looking for that striker, and they are able to get it towards her. It's crazy, just as the lone player up there, she continues to find herself in some space, is Baglioni, to be able to at least get the first touch and try to see if she can work some magic to see if she can either hold the ball up for her teammates or attack herself. So as here comes substitutions in, as Danya Sable will come back in for Richmond Hill. She'll replace the second goal scorer, Prestia. And Caitlin Brazina, the center back, will be coming back into the game. It looks like she is replacing, I believe that was Mahal who checked out. Shot coming in from range, comfortable though for Roderick. Sees that one coming the entire way through as Mulaney tried there from distance. Broderick yelling at her team, get to that ball, get open, as she drop kicks this one towards midfield. And Kitchener coaching staff yelling at the players, step up, put the pressure on. Don't give the space, as here comes a long run coming out here for Garbett, and she will be able to get to that ball first. Garbett plays the cross in. Bruni, though, will be able to get to that ball first. Perry, though, does well to step in front of the defender, but her pass, though, can't find a green jersey. It instantly gets turned right back over towards Musavi. Get just over the 67th minute mark here in this one. It is a Richmond Hill Raiders leading Kitchener TFC Academy 2-1, and a very interesting girls under 18 MilkUP Ontario Cup final. Again, two varying play styles in this one. And unable to control that one off the throw was Sable, as Berkeson was able to find her in space. If Sable was able to control that one and turn and go. Millis with time. We'll knock it around with Garbett. And it's going to have to be a change here for Kitchener. They might have to start putting pressure on the keeper. Everybody's got to be jumping up on towards the attack here to win that ball. Even though forfeit you some players in the back line, you got to go for the tying goal. Got to be making that extra player push forward. It looks like Kitchener is getting ready to make another change themselves. Looks like 3 players coming in, probably their starting attackers, looking to get back in. As the referee is warning Richmond Hill to pick up the pace here to throw this one back into play. Hanfield down the line. Miles will be able to get to that one as Hanfield continues to bounce that one off, and a hit off of the Kitchener player's leg last for the Richmond Hill throw-in. But like I said, in these type of throw-in situations, you really want to contain a team here. Smart choice to be using the substitution here. Get fresh legs, win the ball off the throw-in, as returning into the game will be La Riviere, Schmidt, and Morgan. As well, Richmond Hill's substitution, DeCerbo, will be coming back into the game in the fullback position. She'll be replacing Kaylee Garbett. So fresh legs for Kitchener. Can they make it count here? Morgan, LaRiviere, back for Morgan. They do win that ball off the throne, which is key. They try to put in a dangerous area. That ball takes a couple deflections. And LaRiviere will likely watch this one. No, she chooses to play this one. Could have got a throw in, but felt comfortable enough to play this one. And unfortunately, doesn't work out in their advantage, though, however, as Richmond Hill will get a throw in the corner. Bergson looking for some options to throw that ball in towards. And as I said, that's so tricky when you have that thrown by your own corner flag. You just don't have many options to play that ball in towards. You can't really go backwards that much as an option. So it provides an easier defensive coverage for teams. As LaRiviere will poke this ball forward for Morgan. This could be dangerous. Morgan's cross, though, nicely blocked, though, by Miles. And it'll be a corner kick upcoming for TFC. As they still got themselves plenty of time. Not panic time just yet for these teams. Just a one-goal game as here comes that corner kick. Good ball placed in, and Clements does well to poke that one away. Diving to get a deflection. As quickly the Raiders push forward their defense to force a high line to see if they can catch any Kitchener players offside if they were able to play a ball back into danger. Good turn from Bruni. Gets knocked off the ball, however, and it's going to be a free kick. And Musavi, good sportsmanship right there, making sure the player is okay before getting ready for this free kick. Some claims of handballs there from the Richmond Hill players, but the play still continues. This ball plays in for Schmidt. Schmidt goes for the kick and just misses the ball. Has it bounce away from her. Unlucky. But they still continue to go on the attack this Kitchener. Tempo has put itself up, and it's going to be a corner kick. As the Bank of Soccer, with decades investing in soccer programming at all levels, BMO is committed to growing the game and increasing gender equity in soccer and beyond. We are thrilled to welcome BMO as the lead partner of Ontario Soccer's gender equity and empowerment initiatives, including the new Grow the Game, Grow the Good community engagement program targeting more than 100,000 girls and women. As here comes the in-swing corner kick for TFC Academy. Substitutes are bringing in a fresh tempo into this second half, trying to see if they can find themselves the tying goal as this one gets played in. Morgan's there for the header. Just couldn't get enough of a head onto that one. And it hits off of her last and out for a goal kick. She had herself a good open header, did Morgan. Following this game, we'll be having the boys under 18 MilkUP Ontario Cup final. We'll be seeing Mississauga-Dixie battling against Welland in a battle of the Golden Horseshoe clubs in our next match of the day. You can stay tuned on for that one at 12:30 local time. As we're getting close towards the 74th minute mark in this one, 15 or so minutes plus stoppage, to see if Kitchener can find themselves the tying one in this one. Richmond Hill did a great job, came out quick to start at the second half. Prestia was able to get the final touch to get themselves the second goal, as here comes the change upcoming here for Kitchener. As Mahal will be checking back to the game. So it'll be Brazina and Mahal back in the center back positions, as Bernie will push herself in towards the midfield. And I believe it was Chu who checked out, number 9. So Bernie, we saw her in towards an attacking position in the first half, shifted back into a center back position. Will now return back to her start of the game position to central midfield. Berkson. Can't get by Hanfield, who got the long leg out to block that one, and that pass up from Morgan. Morgan has that one slide under her foot, though, unlucky. It's one of those plays where you looked up to try to play the next pass, and the ball's away, but that one will get passed straight towards La Riviere, who tried to go quickly onto an attack, but Millis did good to shut down that run. As you see a good shoulder-to-shoulder win coming in there from Perry, as she's trying to do everything to keep that ball back into green possession, as she was going to get some help here from Baglioni to win this one back. She'll get it towards Perry, as Perry looks for some help. She's got that overlap run from Musavi, but she tried to play it right back towards her striker. Baglioni was making an open run, and Kitchener defense just has to keep an eye on that striker. It's just the one up there, as she continues to find herself some space there, making in some runs behind the team, as Morgan now tries to go quickly the other way for Kitchener. Gonna try to play that pass in for Schmidt, and although the top scorer in this game, just hasn't been her day, has it been for Schmidt. As she's just having a tough time getting through this Richmond Hill defense in this final third. As they're getting ready to make two substitutions shortly are the Raiders. And you're seeing Yorgulescu now joining in onto the attack a little bit there. Sable for Berkson. Oh, sorry, Mulaney. Mulaney looks to switch that one over towards Musavi. And Musavi's going to try to turn on the speed. She's driving herself towards the edge of the penalty area. We'll play across and sliding in there is Brazina able to block that crossing opportunity. You can start to hear the anticipation grow, not only in the game, but you're hearing it in the crowd as well. They're starting to get a little bit more electrified, cheering on every single challenge, every single run. They can feel the intensity start to pick up. Kauth plays that one in for La Riviere. Can't play that return pass for Kauth, however. And here comes the double substitution. Garbett, short little break for her. She's going to replace Berkson. Good second half from her. And returning into the game will be Emma DeRosa. She's going to replace Perry. Even though it's a short bench for Richmond Hill, you can see ladies coming off the field and lying right down on the turf. They're fighting strong here on this one as they reach the 79th minute mark, as they get ready for Kitchener TFC to make another substitution themselves. Another next available opportunity as this clearance up the field finds its way in towards Baglioni. DeRosa trying to hold that line as this ball gets played in for Musavi, and again, amazing goalkeeping from Broderick. Read that one coming out of her goal, and it's always so difficult for an attacker. You see yourself attacking with the defender, both running at it, and all of a sudden a second player coming right at you forces your decision making to have to go quickly, and it's sometimes almost impossible to find any avenue through. And Broderick did well to shut down that quick attack, as Musavi would have got that first touch on towards the defender. La Riviere, the attacker, coming all the way back in the midfield to help out her team to win this ball back. Gonna try to play down the left side for Schmidt to run onto. Melissa will be able to get to that ball first, and does this very smart play. Sees the oncoming attacker, just get it off of the player and win themselves the throwaway. And with that long throw-in, you can get yourself out of the danger here. Riviera gets it poked away from her by Sable. And now Baglioni going the other way. And a little bit of hesitation from the keeper, Broderick, but that long touch, she timed that one perfectly. So as a goalkeeper, you're waiting for that long touch because the attacker, when they're going on to attack, they're wanting to get up to speed and get themselves by a defender. They got to take that little bit of a longer touch, and that's the timing you want to start to attack yourself out of the net. So Broderick, some smart thinking right there. Waited for that ball to come, but then saw that long touch, and that was the timing she came out of her goal to be able to get to that one. La Riviere, she's trying to do everything right now for this Kitchener team. She's all over the pitch right now. Attacking, midfield, left side, right side, doesn't matter for her. It's whatever it takes to win the ball. Bruni. Yorgulescu. Kauth. Try to play that pass up towards Morgan, but the ball does find its way towards her. He'll leave this one for Hanfield. Hanfield in for Yorgulescu. Touched over for Schmidt, who got under that one and fires it over the goal. Gonna start to see some attacking changes, I would think, soon. As coming out of the game will be Davies for Kitchener, and Wayne will re-enter. And Perry, a very quick break for her, as she's going to replace Musavi. Great encouragement coming out from the Richmond coaching staff. Telling Musavi, you did great, sacrificing, way to put everything into that one. Was the instruction as Musavi came towards the bench. Brazina on the backtrack. This is dangerous! And luckily Broderick was up the field. It was a short back pass, not enough pace onto that one, and Baglioni once again almost made the Kitchener defense pay for that one. Wayne trying to drive herself through, finds Hanfield. Back for Wayne. Wayne's going to put this one into a dangerous area. Again, to it first was Miles. Morgan trying to play some quick touches there with Hanfield, but that got read there by Mulaney. As Kitchener's getting ready to make a couple more substitutions. Brazina got herself some space here, but it was the long touch there. As she tried to control that one, it was able to be cleared away up the field by Millis. Try to keep that one in place was La Riviere, and she was unsuccessful. And it's going to come all the way back for a throw-in. The goal scorer, Prestia, getting ready to come back in for Richmond Hill. Getting closer 5 minutes plus stoppage time left to go here in this girls under 18 MilkUP Ontario Cup final. Richmond Hill Raiders 2. Kitchener TFC Academy onto the attack right now, 1. Good job there from Garbett, though, blocking Wayne from getting any further. But the ball does go out for a throw-in, so it will allow for the substitutions. Chu will return herself back into the game. And Kauth will check out for Bortmus. So that's a defender coming off and an attacking player in Bortmus coming out. So it could be a little bit of change in formation we could be seeing here, as Brady checked out for Richmond Hill as well. And Prestia in for her. Late challenge there. Morgan disagreed with that one, however. On towards the Garbett. It's going to be a free kick around midfield. Soon another deserving team will engrave their name into Ontario Cup history and receive their medals and hoist the beautiful Ontario Cup trophy created by Nothers, the award store. For more than 50 years, Nothers, the award store, has been a leading supplier of awards and recognition products across Ontario, offering complete assistance from program concept planning all the way to product delivery. See how they can help your organization at nothers.com. Good foot from Prestia, blocking La Riviere to be able to continue. But she's going to try to win this one right back, as Bortmus will be the one to get the interception. Punch Schmidt. La Riviere. Try to cut inside. Prestia clears. Try to play that long ball up. Starting to feel that feeling of desperation, but Morgan tries to hustle her way through. Good play there coming from the keeper, Clements, putting the body on the line, and she comes down hurt. So does the defender. It was a huge collision with all three players trying to get to that ball in the last few moments of this one, as Morgan got herself towards the goal, and I think when she went for the kick, she collided with the goalkeeper, and the defender, Miles, came down awkwardly as well in the same moment, as the training staff will come over to take a look at both players. But what has been a very interesting girls under 18 MilkUP Ontario Cup final is Richmond Hill got themselves the opening goal. It was from Alyssa Baglioni in the 10th minute. It was instantly responded, though, by Genevieve Morgan in the 11th minute. Pretty even game, back and forth, some good chances, but it was right off the second half. It was Isabella Prestia who was able to poke home the final touch on the third opportunity, which gave the Raiders the lead. And it looks like Miles is okay. We'll have to come off to the sideline momentarily as she received assistance before coming back on the field. Have a drink of water while the training staff continues to take a look at goalkeeper Aylin Clements. Has made the big saves and big attacks when needed the most. It's been the little things, like getting the hands on crosses, putting yourself in the right position as the Richmond Hill keeper. Don't think they have a backup keeper, do the Raiders. So hopefully Clements will be able to finish off this match. Right, Clements gets himself some encouragement from the crowd, and she will be able to get onto her feet and continue on in this match. Her team will come over to support her and give herself a high five for a great job putting the body on the line to keep themselves the lead as we're waiting for the whistle. And we're ready to resume play. Miles waiting for the referee's indication to get back on the field. And Miles does get the clearance to come back on the field as our team is able to clear it away and kick it up the field as we get towards the 90. We'll have to take a look here for the indication from the fourth official. How much time does Kitchener have to try to tie this game up? It'll be 5 minutes of additional time. So still lots of play to happen here. Can Kitchener get themselves the one more opportunity? Or will Richmond Hill hold on to this one and close it out? We'll go all the way back for Richmond Hill throwing. Of course, take as much time as they need. Make sure they're in the right position. Take their time to pick up the ball, throw it in. Whatever it takes to kill seconds off the clock. Wayne for Kitchener. Down the right side for their goal scorer, that's Morgan. Morgan gets it poked away there. Baglioni, she's dropped all the way back in defense midfield to try to help out her team. She's told Perry, go forward. She's dropping back. She's going to help her team win this one. Bortmas trying to win this ball right back, and she's able to get it off of 2 players, and finally Kitchener will regain possession. Good pressure though. Bernie didn't know there was pressure behind her, and Perry was able to win it momentarily, but Bortmas instantly wins it right back as she tries to play this one towards the middle of the field. Mulaney clears it away towards Baglioni. She's trying to kick this ball forward as it'll go all the way towards Broderickton goal. She'll kick this one towards Morgan. Had Chu in the midfield. Couldn't find her. Good job there from Garba to block that one. But this time they will get this ball up towards La Riviere. Didn't get the greatest of first touches, which allowed Mulaney to come over and get Miles to kick this one up the field. Morgan down the right side. Schmidt's going to go on a run here. Can she keep this one in? Yes, she will. Tries to play the cross in, but it's going to go behind the goal and out for a goal kick. If you're Kitchener right now, you're got to run towards that ball and put that one back on the ground so they can go a little bit quicker with the goal kick. As the referee will be saying the same thing towards the keeper. Make a little bit of an effort to get to it. As Clements looks like she's going to lead this one for Mulaney to take the goal kick. She's going to send it long. Chu down towards the right side. Finds Morgan. Morgan tries to get across and didn't get a good touch on that one. However, looks like she sliced just under the ball and allowed for a little bit of a chip for Clements to be able to grab. Collision in midfield. Referee says play on, advantage. As Perry has the ball. As she's going to chip this one forward for Baglioni. And almost got herself caught in no man's land was brought up. She came out of the goal. Didn't expect Baglioni to get to that ball so quickly, so she stopped her run. But the problem is, if you do that, you get yourself caught in the middle, so you leave yourself vulnerable for a chip and for a first touch to get around. But Baglioni, I think, just got so used to the goalkeeper coming out. Tried to play that one on the first touch and just didn't get a good first opportunity. But that's what happens when you have an aggressive goalkeeper. It starts to play into the mind of the attackers. Either way, great attack there for Richmond Hill as they look to cut off these last few minutes on the clock. They fought strong here today, have the Raiders, as well as Kitchener TFC Academy. Very interesting bout between these two clubs. And it's just the beauty of the MilkUP Ontario Cup when you have two clubs from different areas facing off. As DeRosa gets over to the right side for Sable. The smart play for Sable right here would be to hold that ball in the corner, and the coaching staff is trying to tell her to do so, but they didn't see it. And the coaching staff not happy, as Sable could have probably killed off the rest of the game holding that ball in the corner. And it's going to allow Kitchener to have one more opportunity. No, it will not, as there goes the full-time whistle, as your MilkUP Ontario Cup champions in the under-18 girls are the Richmond Hill Raiders with a 2-1 victory over Kitchener TFC Academy. I'd love to give congratulations, of course, to the Raiders, but as well to Kitchener TFC Academy for making it to the finals. And what was an impressive game here this morning. I'd like to thank, of course, to our proud partners for today's event, our broadcast partners, Hub International Insurance Brokers, our premier partners, Toronto FC, DFO, CPL, BMO, and Circle K, our official apparel partners are O'Neill Sportswear, as well as Respect in Sport, Sports Engine, and others, the awards store. Just have ourselves the final moments here of the awards ceremony. But for myself, this has been Martin Holmes here on the commentary. We're having our next match at 12:30 with the boys under 18 final. And until then, I'll see you guys later.